session of Ljubljana Talks. Here today, another session, very exciting one. As you know, we do these sessions live on Clubhouse and then we put them on YouTube so that you can watch them later on. And today with me, my name is Jan, I'm from Ljubljana Convention Bureau at Ljubljana Tourism. We have Gorazd Čad from Toleranca Marketing. And we have our guest of honor, the chef, Jorg Zupan.
Hello everyone.
The man. So here we are, we're gonna open some topics. As you can see, my colleagues here are already enjoying the original Ljubljana brew from Union.
Cheers. Cheers.
I hope to join you later on. We have a half an hour session today, and we're gonna talk about the destination marketing, and of course culinary stuff. So Jorg, thank you very much for taking your time. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
And I gotta start off with something that people on Clubhouse can't see, but people on YouTube can, and that is your tattoos. What can you tell us about your tattoos?
Well, we have to go back, I think like 18 years till the first one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheerio.
Cheers, Jan. Cheers.
Yeah, I don't know. Each one has a story. There's a lot of them. And the latest ones maybe don't even have so much of a story anymore, because when you start making them, at the beginning you want a meaning for every picture you put on your skin. But after a while you're just, you know, like, let's go kind of mentality. So it's mostly about decorating your body. So all of them are still culinary. So everything has you know, all my life, everything revolves around cooking, around food, around people. So
awesome.
When I put something on my body, it's usually something regarding that as well.
So how did you start the day today as a Michelin Star chef?
Oh, you mean when I woke up and everything?
What is the first thing you
do? Well, I wake up usually around 7 or so, and I have to take care of my kid. Mm-hmm. And then I went straight to atelier. I had some meetings. I had a little catering we did today for a bank nearby. Then I went to Brek, the other restaurant that we just opened last week. And I went back to atelier. So basically at the moment I'm kind of running between two restaurants and organizing everything.
With this new generation of chefs, where you are really a top chef of this younger generation, Slovenia really become a kind of culinary heaven. How do you feel this whole community of young chefs, you know, doing great job in Ljubljana, all over Slovenia?
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm very proud of what we achieved and what all my colleagues achieved in the past years. To me, it's a special thing that on such a small in such a small country as Slovenia, such a small part of the world, there's so many different talents and especially hardworking people in the business, and all these chefs. It's mostly a result of real hard work, and I can say that all my colleagues are really real hard workers, working all the time in the kitchen, and that's, you know, I'm proud of what we all achieved in the past years. And hopefully, I'm sure of it, that there's many more to come. So,
super.
I mean, I think you are the first Michelin chef I know. You know, it's like an honor.
Yeah.
You know, it's a huge honor. You know, and you're definitely the first one on this show. So the first Michelin chef, and at the same time, the only Michelin chef in Ljubljana.
Yeah.
So, how did you? What changed in your life, if anything changed, when you got the title?
Well, a lot of things changed, especially recognition. You know, I mean, we've had a restaurant for 3 years before already. We were on a path. You know, we were not chasing any stars or anything like that. We just, I'm always saying we, because it's a teamwork. You know, everyone has to understand that it's not just me, that nothing happens just with me in the kitchen. Everyone has to be involved, back of house, front of house. But yeah, our goal was always to do our maximum and kind of push the limits and our standards every day, every week, every month. And we were just, honest to that goal and focused, and I think that's why we got the recognition that we got. And after that, I can say straight, like the next day, the phones went off the hook, everything, like the system collapsed. There were so many reservations. Everyone wanted to check it out. PR reporters, everything. You just get like more recognition, which helps you in the future to maybe start new projects, and it's easier now to start new projects and build new things.
Yeah, I know it's maybe a cliche question, but what is actually your style, Jorg, if I ask you like that? I know that this is really a kind of cliche, but
it's difficult to really set a style, because I cooked in different kitchens before with different styles, and I just kind of pick the things that I like most from every one of them, and just use them. Most of all, we always try to have fun. Even now we put a special dish on the menu, which is a reinterpretation of a very, very classical dish that also Gordon Ramsay, Marco Pierre White, Pierre Kaufman. It's a raviolo. It's just one raviolo, but it's a special technique of making it so it's not flat on the bottom. It's like a UFO. Okay. And they all used lobster. It was because it was always the same filling with the same sauce. And we changed that. We made the raviolo and we just changed it. Instead of lobster, we use catfish, we use asparagus. So we're just we took a dish that we all knew because we were, as younger chefs, we were following everything that Gordon did, everything that Marco did. It was all fun. And this one day we just said, hey, what about if we make that raviolo, but just kind of make it our way. So it's always about having fun in the kitchen. Also, it shouldn't be too serious. And
I like that. I mean, also in organizing events, I always preach the same. Actually, we need to have fun. Yeah. Then people enjoy what we are doing. Otherwise, of course, it's boring.
It shows on the outside as well. If you make something and having fun making it. It shows because you have, more confidence or something, and then your guests can feel it, and they feel more confident and relaxed, and it's just.
But you have this creative moment, you have idea, and how long does it take that you create a dish which is on the menu? I mean, because some of your creations are really, I cannot imagine how long does it take to prepare it.
It depends. It really depends. Yeah. It depends. Sometimes I just get an idea in my head, and then I kind of go with it. And I put it on paper, and everything looks great on paper. Yeah. Sometimes then when we start making it, when we start cooking, preparing, sometimes we're lucky and we finish it in a week or two. I've had, dishes that I've been banging my head in the wall with for 3 months, 4 months, and at the end they didn't even finish on the menu. It's just like sometimes it's faster, sometimes it takes longer, but it usually. We let the season lead us. You always follow the season, and you see what you have on stock, what you can have, what you can use, the ingredients, and then you start from that. So it's quite a.
Because you're talking about ingredients. I mean, the first thing comes to mind is that in our industry, we say that the meetings industry is never about the food, but it's all about the food. When the food is good. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody talks about how great it was, and if the food is worse, then everybody raves about how horrible it was. So, I mean, you've been a part of this, the destination. You know that there is a correlation between the guests coming, between the meetings industry, the events taking place in a destination. It also impacts you, right? So you do see that there is a correlation there, and. My thought was actually like this, because we're talking about ingredients. It's a double question. Okay. First is, how do you stop yourself from trying to be sometimes more, let's say, popular, or doing dishes that would be perhaps catchy on the first note, and doing something that's very original? And I'm saying that because I know that you started your own, farm or your own food production. So how do you say someone, this is something that I can grow here locally, but it's perhaps, it's a catfish, it's not a lobster, which, Slovenia is not really known for lobsters.
Yeah.
So how would you choose that?
Well, that was exactly what the idea was here with the raviolo. So we took something that was already popular, although it was popular 30 years ago, So that actually means that it's not that popular now anymore. So we're kind of reviving this classical dish, and everyone that's a little bit older might recognize it. The young ones, not that much, but there's a story behind it. I wouldn't really say that we, maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago, when I was a bit younger, I didn't have I didn't have my own kind of identity, cooking wise, and I had no other choice but to follow trends. At the beginning you do follow trends, but you learn from that, and then you start to kind of develop your own style in that sense. And then we come to a point where we really do not do dishes in order for them to be popular. We just want to do something that represents us, how we think, how we, our taste, our flavors. And the idea behind the vegetable garden started because we wanted to cook as local as possible. So there's, meat-wise, protein-wise, it's not such a problem because we can get really, really, really good meat in Slovenia, like saying beef, pork, lamb, whatever. Fish, like catfish, carp fish, all the like sweetwater fish, we have loads. And of course, Adriatic saltwater fish. But that's, we tend to serve what we can get the freshest, so we don't, we really use, farmed fish. But when it came to vegetables, I was going down to the local market in Ljubljana. Okay, first couple of years it was great because I went down almost every day, got new ideas. But then I realized that it's every year, every season is the same vegetables. And you ask a farmer if they know about a certain type of potato, and all they know is, yellow, red, cooking, baking,
just basics.
Old and new. That's it. And you know how many varieties of potatoes we have? And then there's tomatoes and cucumbers and everything. They're like a little bit limited in those sense that they have to sell the vegetables. So they're producing what they can sell. So if this old lady comes every day for salad, she takes the same salad, and that's what he's going to grow. So we wanted to be able to use some other ingredients like other vegetables, but not buy them from Italy or Spain. So they have to travel 2 days because they lose flavor. Once you try a carrot straight out from the soil, clean it, and cook it, or even don't cook it, just eat it, try it once straight from the ground. You'll see the difference in the flavor. How much flavor the vegetables actually lose while they're in like a storage room somewhere. So we wanted this really like farm to table situation. And also when we use the vegetables, all the peels and everything, we're taking them back to the garden for compost. So this is a sustainable kind of thing going on there.
Where is the garden? Where is the...
It's under Golovec.
Under Golovec, okay.
So
Hradeckega.
It's very local. I mean, it's really 0 mile.
It's
0 mile.
It's an
it's
urban garden. So,
top.
the restaurants around Ljubljana and kind of in the country, most of them have the opportunity and the ability to have their own gardens, or even bigger but in the center, like urban restaurants like Atelier or Break or whatever in Ljubljana, if you want a garden, you really have to travel somewhere, and logistically wise and everything, it's quite a challenge. Like that's why most people probably don't even think about it. But we were lucky to get a plot in a nice location that's really close, but still not near to any roads or anything. And we have our own gardener, and we're talking about 1,200 square meters.
Okay.
which is quite a big plot. I think that next season, because this year we're a little bit late, and also the weather, was a bit problematic in the beginning. So hopefully next season Atelier is going to be completely self-sustainable. It's like self-sufficient regarding vegetables, and everything that's like, I wouldn't say leftover, but
doesn't get used.
višak predelka. We're going to use in Breg.
Okay.
So luckily we have like another restaurant that we can.
I mean, it's such a great story, and it fits to the story that we try to develop in Ljubljana with all the sustainability and the quality of life and 0 miles. The green chain initiative. This is all part of this. I think the mentality, and I think that's very important. And I know that what you are now doing with Breg, it also has a social element to it, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, Breg is everything. Call it the little brother of Atelier. He's everything that Atelier cannot be anymore, because it just grew into this little monster, we call it. But yeah, Breg is a restaurant that me and my business partner, we were from the beginning already. We were we had this idea and this wish to open another place that's more, I wouldn't say more social, just like even more relaxed. Even Atelier is already relaxed because we don't use tablecloths or anything. We wanted to make fine dining a little bit more comfortable and relaxed and informal, but Breg takes it a few more steps further. So it's I would call it a neo-gostilna. Gostilna is a term that we use in Slovenia. It couldn't be a bistro because it's much bigger. It has 100 seats inside and 57 outside.
Because that was actually a question I had following up. Is it a bistro or is it not a bistro?
No, it's you had neo bistros a few years ago. That was very popular, and I would say this is a neo gostilna.
Because it's nice innovation. I like it very much.
Because we wanted to create an atmosphere and a feeling for the guest. I personally really like to go to gostilnas. With places with tradition. Places with like third,
with
fourth.
concept of 0 mile, too. Because
also, of course.
Doing that actually.
Exactly.
For years actually. So,
in the country where they have their own gardens and everything.
Exactly.
But that's usually like a third, fourth generation, place already.
You know what is funny? Because on the entrance into the restaurant, you have the knight's head, right? That's where the name Vites comes from. And above it, there is the coats of arms of the family that built the house. And if you look at it, you will see it has a field and it has a flag on it, because the family's name was Pannenfeld. So I just see a correlation with that field that we were mentioning before.
Yeah, you see, it was just meant to be, obviously.
There you go.
It was just meant to be.
They built it
we
like
just didn't
300 years ago with that idea,
But Jorg, you mentioned this front of the house, back of the house, this cooperation. You mentioned also famous chef Gordon Ramsay and so on. Is it really sometimes hard to manage, all these teams and so on? What we see on the television,
I would lie if I would say that I never yell, but only when it's too late, That's TV.
Okay.
We have to set the record straight. Everything that you see on TV is TV. That's not real. So I've worked in kitchens like that before. Usually it's a really fast tempo. Small kitchen, a lot of chefs, a lot of guests, multi-course menus, details, and then the pressure of Michelin or whatever other accolades. There's always a pressure to kind of upkeep that. So, of course, chefs get stressed, they're under pressure, and then it just kind of manifests on how everything works. it's just a fast tempo. It's not. It's loud. It's hot. It's the kitchen. It's the business that we're in, and that's why it's fun.
Not a spa, actually. So
Yeah, of course. It's not.
Like you get a Michelin, you can be louder. You get another one, you can be even louder. It's that kind of
No, it's the other way around.
Okay.
It's actually the other way around. Like 3-star restaurants are kitchens in 3-star restaurants are very quiet. They're very quiet because everything works like a clock. Everything. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone knows what they have to do, at what time. So it's all, like a Swiss watch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But what's to me amazing is also this younger generation. The younger generation of foodies, Z generation coming to your restaurant. I saw that, they are waiting for this day of the restaurants and so on, just to taste your food. How do you feel about it? I mean, this is really amazing to me because this is a new culture coming out. Really people 18 years old, they are trying.
I think that's fantastic because
really fantastic,
when I was 18, I remember, the whole. It's amazing how much our mentality changed in the past 20 years regarding food and how we eat and how we, communicate about food and how, how we socialize with food. And I don't know, before it was more like going to a gas station, you just ate because you were hungry and you needed to eat. It wasn't that much of a social thing. As now it is, and I think I love it. I think that's great. There's only good things about it. It's good. It's beneficial for our business. It's beneficial for everyone. So it's fantastic. To see kids be so interested in food and not other stuff at 18. It's
One more thing about catering, because we are anyhow in events business, and catering is a specific way of doing your job, actually. Is it possible, this is a provocation, to deliver Michelin Star food on a catering? Because anyhow you need to transport something to a certain place or venue.
Well, it's difficult to pinpoint and to kind of define what's Michelin style food and what's not.
Okay.
Because nobody knows how they evaluate. So it's not.
Okay.
I wouldn't really say that something is more Michelin style than something else. It's just about the quality of food, the quality of service, and the quality of the execution. So if we're talking about standards of cooking and standards of service, I think you can also kind of transcend it to catering and just say, this was done much better than that. This was done more professionally. The food was much better. It was fresher. Someone put a lot of energy and time into thinking about how to deliver the food on the site. And we have companies that have ages of experience in that area. You have catering companies. Some are better, some are not that good. Some are amazing, and those who are the best, they tend to have more work and they tend to have more business. It's just it's simple.
Yeah.
Where do you see your biggest challenge now that officially the epidemic is over? We are now coming back to a new reality, new standards, whatever. What for you is the big challenge now? Another Michelin, or just simply bringing people to the restaurant?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was always about. As I said, we never chased any stars. Everyone that works with me went into the business because we love it. We like cooking and we like serving people and we like seeing the happy faces and the good feedback, and we're just going to keep on doing that. Now it's upkeeping. Of course, we want to keep the star in Atelier. That's the first thing. And then we want Break to be successful as well. And we want the garden project to work. And I think that's quite enough for now, for this year at least. And then we'll see if we're in a year or two comfortable enough in all this that we're doing. Maybe we'll take another challenge. Maybe we'll take another project on. So,
did you do a party in Šiška where you live when you got the Michelin?
No, I don't think so. I did a party. No, we did a party in Atelier. I think it was like a week or so after, because we were in the middle of restaurant week.
Okay.
When they announced it, and I was sick at the time. I had fever. I was coughing, and it was just after the first lockdown. I was a little bit panicking that I didn't, that I wasn't positive, and that's why I didn't even go to the reception. So I wouldn't,
Yeah.
it would be a funny thing to read in the newspapers next day that I infected everyone with COVID. Like all the Slovenian gastro scene is now at home in beds with the fever, But no, we have. I'm very lucky to live in a neighborhood that it's kind of open to parties. So we have parties in front of our block every night.
I have a logical question. What kind of music do you listen in your kitchen, actually, or at your home? Because we're always talking also about music here. Yeah.
I mean, I grew up surrounded with music. I actually played the piano when I was younger.
Nice.
My brother plays the trumpet. He was in a ska band. We had
activity all around. Huh?
Yeah. We had loads of vinyl records. I still have a vinyl record player at home, and I remember being 7 years old, waiting for my dad to drive me to school in the morning. He's drinking coffee, listening to Talking Heads or Van Morrison or whatever we had at the time. But I listened to a lot of different types of music. It just needs to be quality.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it's all related. I think we kind of established this, that every guest we have is somehow has, the what they do. We all work with people, and we all have affinity towards, enjoying life and listening to music, and it all impacts,
This is the red line of this.
This is the red line,
Ljubljana Talks, definitely.
Because the whole idea is to be talking about what Ljubljana is about, and to talk about how we live and how we do things. And I think this is exactly what we want to talk about. It's about success stories such as yourself, and the party you have in front of the house, where you live. So that's this connection with, having somebody with a Michelin Star and then having a party in front of the house.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real quality of life,
Of course.
And that's the real Ljubljana too, actually. That's what we would like to somehow present.
Yeah.
Very good. I can't wait to come to your next restaurant, your new restaurant, definitely.
You're most welcome,
Okay, we are coming close to this Ljubljana Talk, number 4.
Yeah. Five.
Sorry.
This one's number 5.
Number 5. If anybody wants to ask anything, Katarina, Natalia, raise your hand and we'll put you on the stage.
You can talk. It's such a fun gimmick, because it's just content and you can listen to it wherever. And I think it's so different to so many different platforms. And then YouTube, this is something that then stays on, because whatever you put on the Clubhouse disappears. So in an hour nobody can listen to us anymore. It's only for that moment, so that's why we use the camera. And
Interesting.
Interesting. This is a social experiment.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be there to catch it and to listen if you're into. How is it advertised before?
It was advertised so that Elon Musk would do interviews on it. And everybody just went in, but it was locked only to the iPhone users.
Yeah,
and then
it's quite exclusive at the beginning. Now it's more open, also to Android, but it's picking up actually. So it's an interesting experiment. But we will let you know after 1 year actually what is going on with this app actually. So it's
cool.
Because also our Ljubljana Talks, this is something that we wanted to do that's a little bit different. That not everybody's doing it. And it's an experiment for us to see if we can create content that is relevant for.
We even believe that Ljubljana is really a hotspot for meetings and events, and it will become a hotspot of Europe. not for big events because we are not capable to host events up to more than 1,500 participants, but
2,000 or 2,300 was the largest before the epidemic.
But for such a size, we can do really a great experience, and with what you are doing, it's on really on a higher level now. So thanks a lot for your work. So it's easier now to promote Ljubljana with what you are doing. You can't believe when we say that we have a Michelin Star restaurant. This is really a benchmark for our clients.
Because people like doing benchmarks. They like to say, okay, how many flights do you have to a destination? How many eco certificates do you have? And then you have, you have to have international brands so that you can compare them. And that's why Michelin brings a lot to the equation. I mean, I think it's it's also interesting. This year we are the region of gastronomy of European Union. Do you feel this? Are you involved with this?
This year is...
but it's strange as it is.
It's strange, really, yeah. I don't think we really feel it as much as we should, but...
it's a strange year, definitely.
It's a strange year.
I have a feeling that we just opened, but we've been working for a few months already. Knee deep into work, but I still have a feeling that we just opened up because it's... you see that it's more people in Ljubljana. You see it's more alive than it was a few months ago when it looked terrible, when there's no one nowhere. But I still remember 2019, I still remember all the tourists and everything. And hopefully we're going to come back to that soon, Hopefully it's going to pick up.
Great.
Jorg, once again, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate and all the luck with your restaurants, and really can't wait to come to your place again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye everyone.
Bye.